sleeping below under the stairs. I said to them, come upstairs, well, you mustn't stay here. They only cried, where's father? We don't know where father is, they said. What if he is burnt, they said. What an idea. The poor souls in the yard, they are undressed too.
Please, take this dress. And take this one. And take it, Nanny, take that blouse. And this skirt. The dreadful thing. Tuzenbakh Street is burnt to the ground, it seems. Take this, and take that. Here we go. Their Vershinin have had a fright, poor things. Their house was very nearly burnt. We mustn't let them go home. Let them stay here the night. Poor Fedotik has had everything burnt. He doesn't have a thing left. Nanny. Nanny, I need you.
You better call Ferapont, Ulyushka, darling. I can't carry all this.
No one's gonna answer that bell. Come here, whoever is there! Here, carry these downstairs. The Colossian young ladies are downstairs. Give this to them and, here, give this too.
Yes, miss. In 1812, Moscow was burnt too. Mercy on us. The French were surprised.
You can go now.
Yes, miss.
Nanny dear, give them everything. We don't want anything. Give it all to them. I'm tired out. I can hardly stand on my feet. We mustn't let the Vershinin go home. The little girls can stay in the drawing room, and Alexander Ignatievich down at the Baron's. And Fedotik can go to the Baron's too, or he can stay in our dining room. So luck would have it. The doctor is drunk, frightfully drunk, so no one can stay in his room. And Vershinin's wife can stay in the drawing room too.
Ulyushka, darling, please don't send me away. Please don't send me away.
Nanny, that's nonsense. No one is sending you away.
My own, my treasure. I do my best. I work, but I'm getting weak, and everyone will say, send her away. And where am I to go? I'm 80, I'm 81.
Nanny, sit down. You're tired. Rest a while. Dear good Nanny, how pale you are.
They are saying that we must form a committee at once for the assistance of those whose houses have been burned. Well, indeed, that is a good idea. We ought always be ready to help the poor. It is the duty of the rich. Bobik and baby Sophie are sleeping. Sleeping as though nothing were happening. There's such a lot of people everywhere. Wherever you go, the house is full. They are saying there is influenza in the town now. I am so afraid the children will catch it.
In this room, you can't see the fire. It's quiet in here.
Yes. Oh, my hair is untidy. They say that I've grown fatter, but it's not true. Not a bit. Masha's asleep. Tired out, poor thing. Don't dare to sit down in my presence. Get up! Get out of the room! Why you keep that old woman, I do not understand.
Excuse me, but I don't understand either.
She's no use here. She's a peasant. She belongs to the country. You spoil people. I like order in the house. There ought to be no useless servants around the house. I'm tired. Our headmistress is tired. When baby Sophie is a big girl and goes to high school, I shall be afraid of you.
I won't be headmistress.
Oh, you'll be elected, Olechka. It's a settled
I'll
thing.
refuse. I can't. It's too much for me. And you were so rude to Nanny just now, but excuse me, I can't endure it. It makes me feel faint.
Forgive me, Olga, forgive me. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
You must understand, my dear, it may be that we have been strangely brought up, but such an attitude oppresses me. It makes me feel ill. I'm simply unnerved by it.
Forgive me.
Just slightest rudeness, a tactless word upsets me.
It's true that I often say too much, but you must admit that she might just as well be in the country.
She's been with us for 30 years.
she can't work. Either I don't understand or you don't understand me, Olga. She is not fit for work. All she does is sleep or sit still.
Then let her sit still.
How sit still? She is a servant. I don't understand you, Olga. I already have a nanny for the children, a wet nurse for the baby, a housemaid, a cook. What do I want that old woman for? What is the use of her?
This night has made me 10 years older.
We must come to an understanding, Olga. You are at the high school, I am at home. You are teaching while I look after the house. If I say anything about the servants, I know what I am talking about. I do know what I am talking about. And that old thief, that old witch, that old hag shall clear out of this house tomorrow. I won't have people annoy me, Olga. I won't have it. Really, if you don't move downstairs, we shall be quarreling all the time. It's awful.
Where's Masha? It's time to be going home. The fire is dying down, so they say. Only a part of the town was burnt. And yet there was a wind. It seemed at first as though the whole town would be destroyed. I'm exhausted. Well, I'll let you, my dear. I often think, had it not been for Masha, I should have married you. You're so good. I'm tired.
What is it?
It's unfortunate the doctor should have a drinking about just now. He's helplessly drunk. Most unfortunate. Here he comes. I do believe. Do you hear? Yes, he's coming this way. What a man he is, really. I'll hide. Isn't he a ruffian?
He hasn't drunk for 2 years, and now he's gone and done it.
Devil take them. Damn them all. They think just because I'm a doctor that I can treat all sorts of complaints when really I don't know anything about it. I've forgotten everything that I did know. I remember nothing. Absolutely nothing. Devil take them. Damn them all. Last Wednesday I treated that woman in Zasset, and she died. And it was my fault she died? Yes, I did know something 25 years ago, but now I don't remember any of it. Nothing! Maybe I'm not a man at all. Maybe I only pretend that I have arms or legs and a head. Maybe I don't exist. Maybe I only seem to walk around and eat and sleep. If only I didn't exist. Who knows? I don't care. I don't care a scrap. The other day at the club, they were talking about Shakespeare and Voltaire, and I hadn't read any of it, but I look like I'd read it, and that's all that mattered. And the others, they just did the same thing that I did. The vulgarity of it. The meanness. And then that woman I killed on Wednesday came back to me. And it all came back to me, and everything just seemed so nasty and disgusting and twisted up and dirty in my soul, so I went and I got drunk.
Let's sit here. No one will come here.
If it hadn't been for the soldiers, the whole town would have burned down. They really are split first-rate men. Splendid fellows, really.
Well, what time is it?
Oh. It's past 3. It's getting light already.
They're all just sitting in the dining room, and no one seems to think of going. That Solyony of yours is there, too. You'd better go to bed, Doctor.
I'm all right, thank you.
You've been hitting the bottle, Ivan Romanich. Bravo, in vino veritas, the ancients used to say.
Everyone is asking me to get up a concert for the benefit of those families whose houses have been burnt down.
Why? Who is there?
We could do it if we wanted to. Maria Sergeyevna plays the piano magnificently to my thinking.
Yes, she plays splendidly.
She's forgotten. She hasn't played in 3 or 4 years.
There is absolutely no one who understands music in this town. But I do understand. And on my honor, I assure you that Maria Sergeyevna plays the piano magnificently. almost with genius.
Yes, you're right, Baron. I'm very fond of her. Masha, that is. She's of good sort.
To be able to play so gloriously, and to know that no one understands you.
Yes, but would it be suitable for her to play in a concert? I know nothing about it, my friends. Perhaps it would be all right. Now, there's no denying that our headmaster is a fine man, indeed a very fine man, very intelligent. But he has such views. Of course, it's none of his business. Still, if you like, I'll ask him about it.
I got dirty all over at that fire. I really am a sight. I heard word dropped yesterday that our brigade might be transferred ever so far away. Some say to Poland and others to Tikita.
Oh, I've heard something about that too. Oh well, the town shall be a wilderness then.
We'll go away too.
To drop such a valuable thing, oh, Ivan Romanich, I'd give you -0 for conduct.
That was Mother's clock.
Perhaps. Well, if it was hers, then it was. Maybe I didn't drop it. Maybe it only seems as though I dropped it. I mean, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. What are you staring at? You just sit there and you don't do a thing while Natasha goes and has her little affair with Protopopov. You sit there and choose to see nothing while Natasha has her little affair with Protopopov.
How very strange it all is, really. When the fire began, I ran home as fast as I could. I went up and saw that our house was safe and sound and out of danger, but my little girls were standing in the doorway in their nightgowns, and their mother was nowhere to be seen. But people were running about, and horses and dogs were bustling about, but my little girls' faces were full of alarm and horror and pleas for help, and I don't know what. It wrung my heart to see their faces. My God, I thought, what more of these children go through in the long years to come? I took their hands and ran along with them, could think of nothing more than what they'd have to go through in this world. When we came to your house, I found their mother here, screaming and angry. While my little girls were standing in the doorway in their nightgowns and the street was red with the fire and there was a fearful noise, I thought something like it used to happen years ago when the enemy would suddenly make a raid and begin plundering and burning. And what a difference there is between what is now and what has been in the past. When a little more time has passed, another 200 or 300 years, people will look at our present manner of life with horror and derision, and everything of today will seem awkward and uncomfortable and very heavy. And what a wonderful life that will be. What a wonderful life. Forgive me. Here I am airing my theories again, but allow me to go on. I have such a desire to talk about the future. I'm in the mood. It's as though everyone were asleep. And so I say to you, what a wonderful life that will be. Can you only imagine? Here there are only 3 of your kind in the town now, but in generations to come there will be more, and and someday soon people will live in your way. Everything will be just as you would have it, and someday soon you too will be out of date, because people will be born who will be better than you, and forgive me, I'm in such a strange state of mind. I have a fiendish longing for life. Young and old are bound by love, and precious are its pangs.
Tram, tam, tam.
Tram, tam, tam.
Tra-ra-ra.
Tra-ta-ta.
Burn to ashes, everything I had in the world.
That is not something to joke about. Is everything burnt?
Yes, nothing is left. My guitar is burnt, and all my letters, and my camera, Oh, and a notebook. I meant to give that to you, but that burnt too.
No, please go, Vasily Vasilovich. You cannot stay here.
How is it that the Baron can be here, but I can't?
No, we really should be going. How is the fire?
They say it's dying down, but really, how is it that the Baron can be here, but I can't?
Come, let's go to the living room.
Very well. I'd further explain my meaning, but I fear I may provoke the geese.
Chook, chook, chook. How horrid that Solyony has made the room smell. And the Baron is asleep. Baron!
Oh, I'm tired, though. Oh, brickyard. I'm not talking in my sleep. I really am going to the brick factory directly to begin work. It's nearly settled. You're so pale. And lovely. Fascinating. It seems to me as though your paleness sheds a light through the dark air. But you're melancholy. You're dissatisfied with life. Now come and go with me. Let's go and work together.
Nikolai Lvovich, go away.
I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Good night. I'm going. I look at you now, and I remember as if it were not long ago. On your name day, you talked of the joy of work, and were so cheerful and confident. What a happy life I was dreaming of then. What has become of it? There are tears in your eyes. Go to bed. It's getting light out. It's nearly morning. If only I could give my life for you.
Nikolai Lvovich, go away, really. This is too much.
I'm going.
Are you asleep, Fyodor?
Yeah?
You'd better go home.
Oh, my darling Masha, my precious girl.
Let her rest, Fedya. She's tired out.
Yes, I'll go at once. My dear, charming wife, I love you, my only one.
Amo ama samat, amamu samanti saman.
Yes, really, she's wonderful. You've been my wife for 7 years now, and it seems to me as though we were just married yesterday. Honor bright, you really are a wonderful woman. I'm content, I'm content, I'm content.
I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, and there's something I can't get out of my head. It's simply revolting. It sticks in my head like a nail. I must speak of it. I mean about Andrey. He has mortgaged this house to the bank. His wife has grabbed all the money, and you know this house doesn't belong to him alone, but to us four. He ought to know that, if he's a decent man.
What's gotten into you, Masha? Why do you want to bother about it? Andrusha's in debt all around, so there it is.
It's revolting, anyway.
We're not poor. I work, I go to the high school, and then I teach private lessons. I do my duty. There's no nonsense about me. Omnia meum mecum porto, as the saying is.
I want nothing. It's the injustice that revolts me. Go, Fyodor.
Oh, you're tired. Rest for a half hour, and I'll sit and wait. Sleep. I'm content, I'm content, I'm content.
Well, yes. How petty our Andrey has grown. How dull and old he's become beside that woman. At one time, he was working to get a professorship, and yesterday he was boasting at having at last succeeded in becoming a member of the district council. He's a member, and Protopopov is chairman. The whole town is laughing and talking of it, and he's the only one who sees and knows nothing. And here, everyone has been running to the fire, and he sits still in his room and takes no notice. He does nothing but play his violin. It is awful. Throw me out! Just throw me out! I can't bear it anymore! What is it? What is it, darling? Where is it? Where is it all gone? Where is it? Oh my God, I have forgotten everything. Everything is in a tangle. In my mind, I don't remember the Italian for window or for ceiling. Every day, I forget something more, and time is passing. And I can see that we will never go to Moscow. I see that we won't
darling.
I am miserable. am not going to work. I have been a telegraph clerk, and I have a job at the town council, and I hate and despise every bit of the work they give me. I am already 23. I have been working for years, and my brains are drying up, and I am getting old and thin and ugly. And there is nothing, not the slightest satisfaction, and time is passing. And you feel that you're moving away from a beautiful life, moving farther and farther away and being drawn into the depths. And I don't know how it is I'm alive, and I haven't killed myself yet. Irina, don't cry. Child, it makes me miserable. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. It's over. There, I'm not crying now. I won't. Darling, I'm speaking to you as a friend and as a sister. If you care for my advice, marry the Baron. You know you respect him. You think highly of him. It's true he's not good looking, but he's such a thoroughly nice man and so good. Person doesn't marry for love, but to do her duty. That's what I think anyways. I would marry without love. Whoever proposed to me, I'd marry him. If only he were a good man, I'd marry even an old man. I kept expecting that we should move to Moscow. And there I would meet my true love. And I have been dreaming of him, loving him. But it seems that it was all nonsense. Nonsense. My darling, lovely sister. I understand it all. When the Baron left the army and came to us in a plain coat, I thought he looked so ugly that it positively made me cry. He asked me why I was crying. How could I tell him? But if God had brought you together, I should be happy. That's a different thing, you know, quite different.
She walks about as though it were she who set fire to the town.
You are silly, the very silliest of the family, that's you. Forgive me.
I want to confess my sins. My soul is yearning. I'm going to confess to you and never again to anyone. I'll tell you in a minute. It's my secret, but you must know everything. I can't keep silent. I'm in love. I'm in love. I love that man. Oh, you have just seen him. Well, I may as well say it straight out. I love Vershinin.
Stop it! I'm not listening anyway.
But what am I to do? At first, I thought him strange. And then I felt sorry for him. And then I came to love him. To love him with his voice, his words, his misfortunes, his two little girls.
I'm not listening anyway. Whatever silly things you have to say, I won't hear them.
Oh, Olga, you are silly. I love him. So that's my fate. It means that that's my lot. And he loves me. It's all terrifying. Yes. Is it wrong? Oh, my darling. How are we going to live our lives? What will become of us? When you read a novel, it all seems trite and obvious, but when you're in love yourself, you realize that nobody knows anything and you just have to settle things for yourselves. My darlings, my sisters, I've confessed it to you and now I'll hold my tongue. I'll be like Gogol's madman. Silence. Silence.
What do you want? I can't make it out.
I've told you 10 times, Andrey Sergeyevich.
In the first place, I am not Andrey Sergeyevich to you, but your honor.
The firemen extra permission, Your Honor, to go through your garden on their way to the river. Otherwise, they have to go round and round and awful nuisance.
All right, tell them all right. I'm sick of them. Where's Olga? I've lost my key to the cupboard. You've got one. It's the little one. What a tremendous fire. It's begun to die down, though. Blasted off. That Ferapont made me so cross I said something silly to him. Your honor. Why don't you speak, Olga? It's time to stop this foolishness and sulking all about. Well, you're here. Masha and you too, Irina. Very well then. Let's have this out thoroughly once and for all. What have you against me? What is it?
Stop it, Andrusha! Let's talk about this tomorrow. It's an agonizing night.
Don't excite yourself. I ask you quite calmly. What have you against me?
Tram-tam? Good night, Olga. God bless you. Sleep well. Good night, Andrey. You'd better leave them alone. They're tired out. You can go into things tomorrow. Good night.
Yes, really, Andrusha. Let's talk about this tomorrow. It's time we were all in bed.
I'll say what I have to say and then go directly. First of all, you have something against Natasha, my wife, and I've noticed from the very day of my marriage. But I'll have you know, Natasha is a splendid woman, straightforward, conscientious, and honorable. That's my opinion. I love and respect my wife. I repeat, she is a conscientious, straightforward, honorable woman, and all your disagreements with her are caprice. Secondly, you seem to be cross at me for not being a scholar or working at something scholarly, but I'll have you know, I am in the service of the Zemstvo. I am a member of the district council of which Protopopov is a chairman, and I consider that service just as sacred and elevated as the service of learning. I'm a member of the district council, and I'm proud if you care to know. Thirdly, I have something else to say. I've mortgaged away the house without asking your permission. For that I'm to blame, yes. I was driven to it by my debts, $35,000. But I'm not gambling now. I gave up cards long ago. The chief thing I can say in my self-defense is that you girls get your pension while I don't get my wages, so to speak.
Where's Masha? Isn't she here? How strange. Masha!
They won't listen. Natasha is a splendid, conscientious, honorable woman. When I married her, I thought we would be happy. Happy, all of us, but my God, Your sisters, you must not believe what I have said. You must not believe it.
Isn't Masha here? Where is she? It's strange.
Oh yeah, who's that knocking on the floor?
It's the doctor, Ivan Romani. She's drunk.
What a troubled night. Oh yeah, have you heard? The brigade is going to be taken away. They're being transferred someplace very far off.
That's only a rumor.
We'll be alone then.
Olga? Well?
My dear, my darling, I respect the Baron. I think of him highly. He's a fine man. I'll marry him. I consent. Only let's go to Moscow, Olga. There's no place in the world better than Moscow. Let's go, Olga. Let's go.
You're a good fellow. We've gone on so happily together. Once more, goodbye, my dear boy.
Shall we meet again?
No, this is goodbye forever. We'll never meet again.
Who knows? Here I am crying too.
We shall meet someday.
In 10 or 15 years, perhaps. But then we'll scarcely recognize each other. We'll greet each other coldly. Stand still. Once more, for the last time.
No, we'll never see each other again. And you, thank you for everything. Everything.
Oh, can't you stand still for just a minute?
Please God, we shall meet again. Oh, write to us. Be sure to write to us.
Goodbye, trees. Oh! Goodbye, Echo.
I shouldn't wonder if you get married in Poland. Your Polish wife will clasp you in her arms and call you Kochania.
We have less than an hour until we leave. Of our brigade, only Solyony is going with the Raj. The rest of us are going rank and file. 3 divisions today and 3 more tomorrow. And then peace and quiet descend upon this town.
And dreadful boredom, too.
And where's Mary Sigilna?
Masha's in the garden.
We must say goodbye to her.
Yes, we better go, or I begin to cry too. We both had a splendid time here.
I got a little souvenir for you. It's a notebook and a pencil. Come this way. We'll go by the river.
Oh!
Goodbye!
They've gone.
They've forgotten to say goodbye to me.
Well, what about you?
I sometimes forget myself. Doesn't matter though. I'll be seeing them again soon enough. I'm setting off tomorrow. Yes, I still have 1 day left before I leave. In a year, I shall be on the retired list. Then I can come back here and spend the rest of my days closer to you. Yes, it's only a year now until I get my pension. I can come back here and arrange my life quite differently, become a more quiet, honorable, and well-behaved gentleman.
Well, you do need to arrange your life differently, Ivan Romanich. You certainly ought to somehow.
Yes, that's how I feel as well.
Ivan Romanich is incorrigible, incorrigible.
Then perhaps you ought to take me in hand. I might reform.
Fyodor shaved off his mustache. I can't bear to look at him.
Why? What's the matter?
I might tell you what your face looks like now, but I'd better not.
It's the thing now. Modus vivendi. Our headmaster's clean-shaven, and now I'm second to him. I've taken to shaving too. Nobody likes it, but I don't care. I'm content. With mustache or without mustache, I'm equally content.
Ivan Romanich, I'm dreadfully uneasy. You were on the boulevard yesterday. Tell me what happened.
What happened? Nothing much. Doesn't matter anyway.
Well, the story is that Solyony and the Baron met on the boulevard near the theater.
Stop it!
Really? Near the theater, Solyony began pestering the Baron, and he couldn't keep his temper, and he said something offensive.
Oh, I don't know. It's all nonsense.
A teacher in divinity school wrote nonsense at the bottom of an essay once. The pupil puzzled over it, thinking it was some kind of Latin word. It was terribly funny. They say that Solyony is in love with Irina and hates the Baron. That's natural. Irina's a very nice girl.
Oh! Oh!
Everything frightens me somehow today. All my things are ready. After dinner, I'll send off my luggage. The Baron and I are to be married tomorrow. Tomorrow we go to the brick factory, and the day after that I'll be in the school. A new life is beginning, and God will help me. How will it fare with me? When I passed my exam to become a teacher, I felt so happy, so blissful, that I cried. The cart will soon be coming for my things.
That's all very well, but it does not seem serious. It's nothing but ideas, and very little that is serious. However, I wish you success with all my heart.
My good darling, my heart of gold.
Well, today all the soldiers will be gone, and life will go back to the old way again. Whatever people may say, Masha is a good, true woman. I love her dearly, and I'm thankful for my lot. People have different lots in lives. There's a man called Prozorof serving the excise here. He was at school with me, but he was expelled from the 5th form because he could never understand ut consecutivum. Now he is dreadfully poor and ill, and when I meet him I say, "How are you, ut consecutivum?" "Yes," he says, "just so consecutivum," and then he coughs. Now, I've always been successful. I'm fortunate. I even have the honor of the Stanislav in the 2nd degree. Of course, I'm clever. Cleverer than most people. But happiness doesn't lie in that.
I'll not be hearing that maiden's prayer tomorrow evening. And I won't be meeting Protopopov either. Protopopov has come again today. He's just sitting there in the drawing room.
And the headmistress hasn't come yet?
No, they've sent for her. If only you knew how hard it is for me to live here without Olga. Now that she is headmistress and lives at the high school and is busy all day long, I'm alone. I'm bored. I have nothing to do, and I hate the room I live in. I've made up my mind. Since I'm not fated to be in Moscow, that's so it must be. It must be destiny. There's no help for it. It's all in God's hands, that's the truth. When Nikolai Lvovich made me an offer again, I thought it over, and I made up my mind. He's a good man. It's wonderful how really good he is, and suddenly it felt like my soul had grown wings, and my heart felt so light that again I longed for work. Only something happened yesterday. There is some mystery hanging over me.
Nonsense.
Our headmistress.
Oh, the headmistress has come. Come, let's go in.
Here he sits, snug and settled.
Well, why not?
Nothing. Did you love my mother?
Very much.
And did she love you?
That much I don't remember.
Is my man here? It's just like our cook Martha used to say about her policeman. Is my man here?
No, not yet.
When you get happiness by snatches, by little bits, and then you lose it, as I'm losing it, by degrees one grows coarse and spiteful. I'm boiling here inside. Here's our Andrey. All our hopes are shattered. It's like thousands of people raised a huge bell. A lot of money and labor was spent on it. And then it suddenly fell and smashed. All at once, for no reason whatever. That's just how it is with Andrey.
When will they be quiet in the house? There's such a noise.
Soon. My watch is an old-fashioned model with a repeater. The 1st, 2nd, and 5th batteries are all leaving at 1 o'clock. And I'm setting off tomorrow.
For good?
I don't know. It's possible that in a year's time I might come back here, but I don't know for certain, and goodness knows it's not going to make a difference either way.
The town will be empty. It's as though you put an extinguisher over it. Something happened yesterday near the theater. Everyone's talking about it, but I know nothing about it.
It was nothing. Foolishness. Yesterday, by the theater, Solyony began pestering the Baron. And he lost his temper, said something offensive, and it came in the end to Solyony having to challenge him to a duel. It's time, I think. It was to be at 12:30 in the Crown Forest, beyond the river that we can see here. That Solyony, he imagines that he's some sort of Lermontov. He even writes verses. Joking aside, this is his third duel.
Whose?
Solyony's.
And the Baron's?
What about the Baron?
My thoughts are in a tangle. Anyways, you ought not to let them do this. He may wound the Baron, or even kill him.
My dear, the Baron is a very good fellow and all that, but one Baron more or one Baron less in the world, what's it going to matter? Let them! I tell you, it won't make any difference either way.
Oh!
You can wait! That's Skyortsov, their second, shouting. He's in a boat.
In my opinion, to be present in the duel or to participate, or just being present in the capacity of a doctor is simply immoral.
Oh, that only seems so, but I tell you, none of this is real. We're not even here. And whatever happens at that duel today, it's not going to make a difference.
How they talk. Talk all day long. To live in such a climate, where it may snow any minute, and all this talk on the top of it. I'm not going indoors. When Vershinin comes, tell me. And the birds are already flying south. Swans or geese. Darlings. Happy birds.
Our house will be empty. You are going, the soldiers are going, Irina is getting married, and I shall be left in the house, all alone.
What about your wife?
A wife is a wife. She's a straightforward, upright woman, kind perhaps, but for all that, she's nothing better than some petty, blind, hairy creature. Anyway, she's not a human being. I speak to you as a friend, the one man to whom I can open my soul. I love Natasha, that's so, but sometimes she seems to me absolutely vulgar. Then I don't know what to think. Can't account for loving her, or anyway having loved her.
I'm going away tomorrow, my boy. It's entirely possible we may never see each other again, so this is my advice to you. Take your walking stick, put on your cap, you know, and just walk off. Walk off, don't even bother to look back, and the farther you go, the better.
Doctor, it's nearly time. It's 12:30.
Directly! I'm sick of you both already. Andrusha, if anyone asks for me, tell them I'll be back directly.
He had not time to say a lack before the bear was on his back. What are you croaking about, old man?
Come!
How do you feel?
Like a pig in the clover.
The old man need not excite himself. I shan't do anything further than shoot him like a snipe. I've already used a whole bottle today, and still my hands smell like a corpse. Do you remember the old poem? And restless seeks the stormy ocean, as though in tempest there were peace.
Yes, yes, he had not time to say a lack before the bear was on his back.
Papers for you to sign.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, I beg of you.
But that's what the papers are for, to be signed.
Oh! Masha! Oh!
I believe that's the only man in town who's glad that the officers are going away.
That's very natural. Our town will be empty now.
Dear, I'll be back directly.
Where are you going?
I must go into town and then see my comrades off.
Nikolai, that is not true. Why are you so absent-minded today? What happened yesterday near the theater?
I'll be here in an hour and with you again, my beautiful one. For 5 years now I've loved you, and I still can't get used to it. And you seem to me more and more lovely. What wonderful, exquisite hair. What eyes. I shall carry you off tomorrow. We'll work. We'll be rich. My dreams will become true, and you'll be happy. There's just one thing. One thing. You don't love me.
That's not in my power. I will be your wife, and I will be faithful and obedient, but there is no love. I can't help it. I've never been in love in my life. Well, I've dreamed of love. I've been dreaming of it for years, day and night. But my soul is like a wonderful piano which is locked and the key has been lost. You look worried.
I didn't sleep all night. There's never been anything so dreadful in my life that it could frighten me. And yet only that lost key torments my soul and won't let me sleep. Say something to me. Say something to me.
What? What do you want me to say?
Anything.
Stop. Stop it.
What trifles, what little things, suddenly apropos of nothing, acquire importance in life. You laugh at them as before, think them nonsense, and still, you go on as if you didn't have the power to stop? Well, let's don't talk about it. I'm happy. I feel as though I were seeing these trees, these firs, these maples, and these birch trees for the first time in my life. And they all seem to be looking at me with curiosity and waiting. Oh, what beautiful trees. Really, how beautiful life ought to be under them.
Oh! Hello!
I must be off. It's time. See that tree? That tree is dead, but it waves in the wind with the others. And so it seems to me that should I die, I'll still be a part of life, one way or another. Goodbye, my darling. Those papers of yours you gave to me are lying under the calendar on my table.
I'm coming with you.
No. No. Irina.
What?
I didn't have any coffee this morning. Ask them to make me some.
Andrey Sergeyevich, the papers aren't mine. They're government papers. I didn't invent them.
No, where is it all gone? What's become of my past? I was young, happy, and clever. My dreams and thoughts were exquisite, when my present and my future were lighted up by hope. On the very threshold of life do we become dull, drab, uninteresting, useless, lazy, indifferent, unhappy. Our town has been in existence for 200 years. Over 100,000 people are living in it. There's not one that's not like the rest. Not one saint in the past or the present. Not one man of learning. Not one artist. Not one man remarkable enough to inspire envy or passionate desire to imitate him. They all just eat, drink, sleep, and then die. Others are born and they also eat, drink, and sleep. Not to be bored to stupefaction, they vary their lives with nasty gossip, vodka, cards, litigation. And the wives deceive their husbands and the husbands tell lies and pretend they see and hear nothing. An overwhelmingly strong influence crushes the children. The divine spark is quenched in them. They become the same pitiful, dead creatures, all alike, exactly as their mothers and their fathers. What do you want?
Huh? There are papers to sign.
You're a nuisance.
The porter from the local court was saying just now that there was as much as 200 degrees of frost in Petersburg last winter.
present is hateful. When I look at the future, it's so nice. I feel lighthearted and free. Light dawns in the distance, and I see my freedom. I see how I and my children will become free from sloth, from kvass, from naps after dinner, from goose and cabbage, from mean parasitic living, from...
He also says that 2,000 people were frozen to death. The people were terrified. It was either in Petersburg or Moscow. I don't remember.
My dear sisters. My wonderful sisters. Masha, my sister.
Who is talking so loud out there? Andrusha, is that you? You'll wake baby Sophie. Il ne faut pas faire du bruit, Sophie est dormée déjà. Vous êtes un homme. If you want to talk, give the basket with the baby to somebody else. Ferapont, take the basket from the master.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking quietly.
Holladay, naughty Holladay, little rascal.
Very well, then. I'll take the papers and sign what needs signing. You can take them to the board tomorrow.
What is Mama's name? Darling, who's this? Oh, this is Auntie Olga. Say to Auntie, good morning, Olga.
Good morning, Misha. Well, my little girl, I'm having the time of it. Living in a high school, in a government apartment with dear old Yushka. It's what the Lord has granted to me in my old age. I've never lived so well in my life, sinful woman that I am. It's a big flat with a room to myself and my own bed, all at the government expense. I wake in the night and I think, oh Lord, Mother of God, no one in the world is as happy as I am.
We are just going, Olga Sergeyevna. It's time for us to be off. I wish you every happy... Where is Maria Sergeyevna?
She's somewhere in the garden. I'll go look for her.
If you will be so kind, I am in a hurry.
I'll go and look for her too. Mashenka! Woo!
All things must come to an end. Here we are, parting. The town has given us something like a lunch. The mayor made a speech, and we've all been drinking champagne. I ate and drank, but my heart has been here with you all. I've grown used to you.
Shall we ever see each other again?
Most likely not. My wife and children shall stay here another 2 months, but and if anything should happen, please, if they need anything.
Yes, of course. Put your mind at rest. Tomorrow there won't be a soldier in the town. They'll all be a memory. Of course, for us, it'll be like the beginning of a new life. Nothing turns out as we would have it. I didn't want to be headmistress, and yet I am. Seems we're never to live in Moscow.
Well, thank you for everything. Forgive me if anything was amiss. I know I've talked a great deal. Please forgive me for that, too. Don't think too badly of me.
Why doesn't Masha come?
Well, what else am I to say to you at parting? What am I to philosophize about? Life is hard. It seems to many of us dull and hopeless, but we must admit that it goes on getting clearer and easier, and the time is not far off when everything shall be full of happiness. It really is time for me to go, but in old days, men were absorbed in wars, filling their existence with marches and raids and victories. But now all that is a thing of the past, leaving behind in a void which there's so far nothing to fill. Humanity is searching for it passionately, and of course will find it, but if only it were quickly. If, don't you see, education were united with hard work, and hard work with education, it really is time for me to go.
Oh, here she comes.
I've come to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Masha, don't.
write to me. Don't forget me, please. But let me go. It's time for me to go, really. Olga, Sergeyevna, take her. I really must go. I'm late.
Masha.
No.
Never mind. Let her cry. Let her. My good Masha. My dear Masha. You are my wife. And I'm happy. I don't complain. I don't say a word of blame. Here Olga is my witness. We can go back to the old life again. And I won't say a word. Not a hint.
By the sea strand an oak tree green, upon that oak a chain of gold. I'm going mad. By the sea strand an oak tree green.
Masha, calm yourself, okay? There.
I'm not crying now.
She's not crying. She's being good.
By the sea strand, an oak tree green. Upon that oak a chain of gold. The cat is green. The oak is green. I'm mixing it up. My life's a failure.
No.
I want nothing now. I'll calm down in a minute. It doesn't matter. What does strand mean? Why does that phrase keep haunting me? My thoughts are in a tangle.
Masha, calm yourself. There's a good girl. Let's go indoors. Okay?
No! I won't go in. I don't go into that house now, and I won't.
Let's sit together, even if we don't say anything. I'm going away tomorrow, you know.
I took a false beard and mustache from a boy in the 3rd form. Just look. I look like the German teacher, don't I? Funny creatures, those boys.
Yes, you do.
You really do look like the German teacher.
There, Masha.
Awfully like.
Let Mr. Prozorof sit with Sofochka and have Andrey Sergeyevich push Fedotik in his carriage. And a lot there's to do with children. Irina, going away tomorrow. What a pity. Why not stay for another week? Oh! Give me such a fright. I've grown used to you. Do you suppose it will be easy for me to let you go? I'll put Andrey with his violin into your room and let him saw away there, and I'll move Sofochka into his room. Darling, delightful baby. Today she looked at me with such eyes and said, Mama.
Fine, child, that's true.
So tomorrow I'll be all alone here. First, I'll have this avenue of fir trees cut down, and then that maple. Looks so ugly in the evening. My dear, that sash simply does not suit you at all. It's in bad taste. Oh, I'll have flowers planted everywhere. There'll be such a scent. Why is there a fork lying about on that table? I ask you, why is there a fork lying about on that table? Hold your tongue.
She's at it.
And they're going.
Our friends are going. Well, happy journey to them. You'd better go home. Where are my hat and cape?
I took them into the house, so I'll get them directly.
Yes. Now we can all go. It's time.
Olga Sergeyevna!
What's the matter? Are you hurt?
Nothing. I don't know how to tell you. Yes, it's a dreadful business, but I'm so tired out. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It doesn't matter.
What's happened?
This is a terrible day.
What is it, for God's sakes, tell me!
Darling.
The Baron has just been killed in a duel. Tired out. Let them cry. Doesn't matter.
Listen to that band. Going away from us. One has gone away forever. We're left alone to begin this life again. We've got to live. We've got to live.
A time will come when everyone will know what all this misery is for. There will be no mysteries, and meanwhile, we have got to live. We have got to work, only to work. Tomorrow, I'll go alone. I'll teach in the high school, and I'll give all my life to those who may need me. Now it's autumn. Soon winter will come and cover us with snow. And I will work. I will work. The music is so happy and so joyful, and we long for life. My God. Time will pass, and we will go away forever. We shall be forgotten. Our faces will be forgotten. How many of us there were. Our voices. But our sufferings will pass into joy for those who live after us. Peace and happiness will be established upon the earth, and they will remember kindly and bless those who lived before. My dear sisters, our lives are not ended yet. We shall live. The music is so happy and so joyful, and it seems that in a little while we shall know what we're living for and why we suffer. If only we knew. If only we knew.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
If only we knew. If only we knew.